Hello, TradingView community. Welcome to my new analysis about IBM. And with IBM, I have recently spotted major developments that happened within the whole price chart. And this is why I have analyzed IBM within my analytics dashboard, within my analytics backend. And this is why today I am showing you these major developments that are currently developing within IBM. And first of all, IBM is still within a highly bullish development because it had the ability to bounce here within these structures and build up within these structures and is now within this whole development from where the next breakout has a really high possibility to complete within the upcoming times, especially as IBM has this major ascending trend line here within this whole structure in which it already bounced several times towards the upside. And now this is a really important support that IBM is actually building up here. And especially after these heavy corona pandemic dumps towards the downside, the market rebounded and recovered towards the upside. And IBM is also a major stock within the major digitalization development. And this is why there's still a huge demand actually backing these whole developments within this structure, especially as IBM bounced here within this whole development and bounced several times towards the upside. This is a major development that should not be underestimated here. And these developments towards the upside are actually indicating a solid structure from where IBM has further potentials to show up with a major breakout into the upper directions, especially as IBM is forming this major channel development here within this whole structure. It is now penetrating these upper boundaries here. And this means the more often IBM is actually penetrating these upper boundaries, the higher the possibility for a final breakout towards the upside from where IBM is going to accelerate heavy bullish developments into the upper directions. And especially IBM also bounced here within this ascending trend line several times. And this ascending trend line is actually holding this trend towards the upside. And now what also needs to be considered here, IBM has this main ABC wave count within this whole structure. And this means once this final breakout above the upper boundary has shown up, this is going to activate the major wave C extension within this whole structure from where IBM will actually have major potentials to show up with this huge breakout. And once this breakout above the upper boundary has shown up, this is going to accelerate the heavy developments, bullish developments into the upper structures. And in this case, once this whole channel formation has been completed, there's also a much larger formation forming for IBM here within this whole structure. And this much larger formation is actually a huge inverse head and shoulders formation. And I already talked about such inverse head and shoulders formations in previous ideas that I uploaded here within my TradingView profile. So you can check out these ideas within my TradingView profile. And this is actually a huge inverse head and shoulders formation that IBM is actually forming here. This is a major inverse head and shoulders formation, and such a inverse head and shoulders formation actually has the major potential to complete with a huge demand burst, with a huge demand pump above the neckline of this whole inverse head and shoulders formation and accelerate the dynamics into the bullish direction once this breakout has shown up above the neckline of this whole inverse head and shoulders formation. And in this case, a important target determination can be projected onto the breakout areas because in this case IBM will accelerate heavy bullish dynamics once this breakout has shown up. And in this case, when projecting the dimensions onto the breakout areas. This is going to activate a target zone above the previous all-time high area. And this means that once IBM has shown up with this major breakout, this is going to activate this major all-time high area target zone, that once it has been completed, once it has been validated, this target at 250 will be activated, and this actually will be a epical shift within the whole IBM price action structure, as IBM has already formed this major bottoming formation here from where it is likely to accelerate the heavy bullish dynamics into the upper directions. And especially once this wall formation has been completed, this is going to activate the minimum target zone of 250. And once this target zone has been reached, there's also the potential that when the bullish momentum actually holds on, that this is going to activate further projections, further determinations, further continuations into these trend directions. And this is actually a major epic historical trend that IBM is actually developing here. And also, when considering the actual stock dynamic, it has to be said that because of this major corona rebound within this whole structure, the digitalization has also increased massively within this major sector market. And this is also a factor why there's a huge underlying bullish volatility base behind this whole bullish curve towards the upside. And this is also a major factor that should be considered here when considering this whole dynamic here within the price dynamic, especially as there's a major demand within the market that is increasing because the corona pandemic has ended, and because these major bearish shocks towards the downside have recovered, and the market is recovering more and more and more. And because of this, there's a huge underlying bullish dynamic that is likely to accelerate within the upcoming dynamics. And therefore, these are the main factors to consider here within the next times. It has to be mentioned that IBM did not broke this major ascending trend line that actually has the origins within 1993, after the major bull market of the 1970s has been completed. IBM could hold through all these times, through the major financial crisis, through the dot-com bubble, and this is also a major factor that should be considered here going forward into the next times, considering the completion of this main bull flag formation within this bull structure here that is likely to complete within the next times. And therefore, these are some major developments that should be considered here with IBM. Currently, there's not a really high possibility that this bullish development does not show up. There should be some major, overwhelmingly possible scenarios when this wall formation invalidates. However, currently, these are not really high potential scenarios to consider within this whole structure. Therefore, this bullish development within the upcoming times should be considered, and it will be a major formational development within this whole structure, especially once this breakout development actually accelerates above these upper boundaries and confirms the next major uptrend line within this whole structure. This is why I am keeping this symbol on my watch list. And for IBM, it has to be mentioned, not every stock within the market is bullishly inclined like this. There are many stocks that are highly bearish, And therefore, when considering a total return approach within the market, it is always important that it is necessary to pick the setups that have a bullish potential on the long side, and these setups which have a bearish potential, picking them on the short side. This is what a total return approach means, and this is also how I am analyzing the stock market within the analytics dashboard. With this being said, it will be great when you follow my project further with a like, follow, and comment. With this being said, bye bye.